talk a little bit about what happens to tax reform and how that's going to affect the economy, because we saw the Fed's beige book yesterday, and it didn't seem clear if we are going to see those benefits trickle down right away.
Well, there's two parts to what you're raising, Shery, and you're right, and the beige book's right to track it, but it's too soon to tell. So one piece is simply, are the tax cuts getting reactions from people? Are they starting to change their investment behavior, their spending behavior in anticipation? And it's just too soon to tell. It's going to take a few months for that to kick in. The second thing is trickle down, or rather, do workers get wage growth out of this? And, we're seeing these corporate announcements, and it's like the similar sort of thing to like the Carrier announcement of last year. Corporations are going to attach whatever they're going to do anyway to this kind of hook politically. Again, we should wait a little bit to see what the actual effect is on workers.
Are we already seeing an effect when it comes to inflation expectations, at least? Because it seems that things are starting to heat up. If we get the effects of these tax cuts trickle down as well, could we see the danger of an overheating economy?
I think absolutely we're starting to see effects on inflation. It's partly simply the economy has finally recovered and the Fed's kept things low for long enough. But it's also partly, you're absolutely right, the sense of stimulus, the deregulation, other factors are kicking back in. And it means that we hope, I think, and I certainly think the people at the Fed have said so, that we're finally going to see some wage growth. I mean, so when we talk about inflation, it's not necessarily the end of the world. It's only the end of the world if it gets out of hand.
What does that mean for the economy if it gets out of hand? Are you still expecting a recession? I believe that last year you said this could be coming in the next 2 years or so.
Yeah, so what I've been forecasting, and I changed the date, but I've basically kept the same forecast, is that we're going to have a boom-bust cycle, that the Fed has kept things loose, rightly, but they've kept things loose. We're getting this big tax package, which, in addition to all the distributive effects, is going to have big effects on investment and short-term pump up the deficits. And that combination is going to lead to growth, possibly even above the 3% President Trump talked about, not 4%.